Live? All right, bang, bang. Welcome to the Mid Show presented by Miller Lite. It's Eddie, it's White Sox Dave, it's Chief, it's Danny in the baby chair.
Kids table.
Dan, how are we feeling today? The facial expression looks no more thrilled than you were the other day, but I hope vibes are better.
I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, good. Like I said, we are presented by Miller Lite. From fireside conversations to game days, this time of the year means more moments with the coolest people in your life. Make these moments even better with Miller Lite, the light beer for people who love beer. This weekend, all-time Miller Lite weekend.
Well, this is Miller Lite and Food Dye weekend.
All-time.
A little bit of green beer going.
All-time, Dave. White Sox Dave, this is your weekend, pal.
Sure is.
Sure is.
What did Portnoy say about me a couple
You have a
years
puke
ago?
face.
Puke face.
And it's funny because you're the puke guy.
Yeah, but I'd rather be the puke guy and not look like a
You know
puke
what?
guy than
I don't look like a puke guy anymore.
What is
Well,
that?
hey,
What does that mean? Yes,
Let's be responsible. Nobody pukes.
Hesitated again, but on to Miller Lite.
Miller Lite is brewed for taste. It hits different than other light beers made from simple ingredients. Miller Lite is for people who love the taste of beer. Malted barley gives it the rich, balanced toffee note flavors and the golden color you know and love. And a clean finish means it's always refreshing and easy to drink. Go for the beer that invented light beer with 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. It's the original light beer and still the best one. So Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/redline to find the delivery options near you. Big weekend for that. You're not going to want to be leaving. It's parade weekend. So get that stuff delivered. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Make sure you're stocked up. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. It's also nice that I just mentioned Wisconsin because we're going to lead off the show
the boys.
with a quarterback
Oh,
in
okay.
Wisconsin.
All right. Thought we were talking about something else.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We're with the quarterbacks. This is a little different. Tom, our local New York contingent on the show, today we're happy for you. So it was reported just now.
Almost.
Oh, no.
Almost.
Listen, it was reported today that all of the Jets' main contingent, the owner, Woody Johnson, Robert Salah, the head coach, I'm blanking on. What's Elio's friend's name? Joe Douglas, the general manager. They all flew out to California to have an in-person meeting with Aaron Rodgers. Why are you on the fence about this?
Look,
Get Aaron Rodgers the
No,
fuck out of the
totally.
You put words in our mouths saying
Totally.
we're happy.
You didn't say
No.
anything.
I would be glad if Aaron Rodgers ended up on the Jets. I do think it's kind of bullshit that I think I texted you about this, Tom, when it occurred to me that Tom personally might get to root for Patrick Kane and Aaron Rodgers on his teams both within like a 6-week period of each other. Like that to me that's a little bit too much joy for Tom Lay to experience. I'd rather Aaron Rodgers go to like the Raiders or somebody like that. But if this is what it is, then just get him out of the division, I guess. What do you think the odds are that whole crew flies out there, they meet with Aaron Rodgers, they get back on the PJ, and they're just like, man, fuck that guy. He's so weird. I think that's a possibility. I think it's a possibility.
I think it's a possibility that they're like, hey, maybe he's
Checked out.
yes.
Yeah.
And not checked out, meaning like he could still play at a very high level. Clearly, we know that.
He could
Everyone
do that
knows
in
that.
his sleep.
But like we talked about, Aaron Rodgers is like a guy who is a free spirit and he likes to march to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah.
And he might just not be as fucking competitively locked in as he was before.
I think that is the thing that happens with some athletes. I'm not going to name names, but that's a thing that happens.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, if you think locally, I think that's a thing that happens when you get weird on that stuff. But Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers, like I can just imagine like these football guys being like, "How is your fucking darkness therapy?" And then they have to sit through like a 45-minute answer, and then they're just like, I don't know, this might not be
See,
it.
I don't think he's like that. If you watch McAfee
Yeah.
Weekly, which I've seen bits and snippets of it, it's wildly popular, and you can't miss it. But he's not like he's not a complete weirdo. He's just into like the self-help stuff.
I'm fine with that too. Like
Yeah.
I no free ads, but I'm gonna go to Float 60 this weekend, do the deprivation tank and all that. I like that stuff. I just don't like Aaron Rodgers, and I don't want to have him be happy either. If the Jets are his first choice, I'd like someone to be like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, Tom, would you like to speak and talk about Aaron Rodgers potentially joining the New York Jets?
I think it is fair for Tom to have some happiness. You know, we don't win anything. You know, no, I mean Patrick Kane and Aaron Rodgers are both like world champion guys. New York hasn't won anything, so I don't know. Aaron Rodgers is like my number one.
Did you just say New York hasn't won anything? Because
I mean, they've been bad in everything. I mean, the Yankees.
Yankees and Giants.
He's not a Giants fan though.
I know.
It'd be like me saying some
About the
2016.
Cubs, I guess, but
And then
But the Yankees haven't done shit in 15 years
yeah, I mean, you got
with respect to their expectations.
You gotta. It's got to be one argument or the other. The Yankees either are the Yankees or they're not the Yankees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, me and
Hey,
Tom are
thanks,
locked
White
up.
Sox. Yeah, there you
How
go.
about
Dave.
that?
how do you
Wow.
feel? How
It's
do you
like
feel
that.
about that? Being in lockstep with White Sox, Dave. That's how you.
I've
end up walking
always
off a
agreed.
cliff.
That's why I flipped out about him taking his Yankee hate out on me because I'm like, that's not who I am.
I've
So
never
it's like-
taken my Yankees hat.
Oh,
off.
I make Tom the New York pinata for me.
I
when
mean,
I need it.
I'm looking directly at him, so naturally he's going to catch shrapnel. But Tom's not that greasy,
I agree.
smelly. Ugh. You know what I'm getting at? It makes my skin crawl.
What's
just even
What's
talking
interesting
about
to
it.
me is how Tom always insinuates that the Jets are a more miserable franchise than the Bears, and I always point back that we have the same amount of playoff appearances since 1990 as the Jets, which hurts to say. Technically, we have one more, but I don't fucking count the Nickelodeon Mitch Trubisky game. I'm sorry.
That doesn't count.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like we're with you. We're brother in arms.
Yeah, I think
really.
in my head, like being in a Super Bowl is such a huge deal that like even though it was like a long time ago and you guys didn't win, it's still that was like for me like I was like yeah, the Bears at least they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah, I suppose.
it's understandable. But yeah, since 1990, the Bears have made the playoffs 9 times. 8 in my head, and then it was 8 for the Jets since 1990.
It is
That's
going to
an
be a
ugly,
weird.
ugly statistic.
If this happens, it's going to be weird timing. Like with next year, like if I'm just walking around the Aaron Rodgers guy and like there's like a huge Barstool Chicago presence out here.
I wonder how that works though. Like of course, like we went through with Favre, but Favre was a little different because it was like Willie, won't he? And he was so he was in a different level of play at that point where it's like how like does all the sins just become washed away once he puts on another jersey? Because from all accounts, like especially like the way just talking to Glennie about him after they did this Sunday conversation, the guy's a cool dude.
I mean, I don't want to think that way.
Sure, but
Yeah.
but it's
No.
something to consider here.
Yeah.
He's heard us for so long, but I mean, Dave, you admire the way he plays in the field.
I think he's a. I mean, how can you not? I hate the guy. I've had my Mount
Of
Rushmore
course,
of hatred.
we all hate him.
It was Brett Favre when he was doing the retire and retire thing. I said, "Fuck this guy," and I thought he was the most overrated player ever.
Favre?
Yeah, I thought he was super overrated. Aaron Rodgers, weirdo off the field. I mean, a lot of this is because he's tormented me for the duration of his entire career. But he's not like Brett Favre. He's infinitely better than Brett Favre. So he took place of that, and then LeBron was on it for a while. But like, if he goes to the Jets, he might as well be going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. With all due respect to Tom over there, as I look at him,
What the
they're a
fuck?
loser organization just as much as we are. It's
The
like
Jags?
Here's a question: if you looked at this from a
don't know.
national perspective, who are like the 5 biggest loser organizations in the league?
Let's go.
Browns, Jets, Bears,
Jags.
Texans.
Texans.
Texans are pretty loser.
They're a pretty loser, but it's in my brain. It's just like, well, they're figuring out they're an expansion team.
Because of 20 years ago,
they've
and
been around
David-
for 20 years, but it's
David
just like,
Carr.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy, but you know, well,
Lions, obviously, they're
I mean,
probably
it's
Yeah, they're a loser
It's a
organization.
well agreed take, like even among like not Jets fans, that the Jets would be one prime quarterback away from being like a playoff threat. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
they're
They got a real
loser.
defense, that's for sure, and they got weapons.
Who do they got?
The
Who's
Lions.
Who
Garrett
is-
Wilson.
Did we say
They have the
Lions?
offensive.
Yeah, I
rookie.
just said the
So
Lions,
Lions,
so we
sorry.
need one more to round out the top 5.
I
But,
mean, what
I mean,
about? I mean, you can't say anymore because they've been so good since they got Josh Allen. But
This is so. Here's
They were
in the 90s,
awesome in the
90s, they made so
90s.
many Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jim Kelly, but they
Yeah, they had a
Commanders.
stretch.
oh yeah, that's a loser organization.
Commanders.
That
They've
little
they've
troll.
been, yeah, because they won the Super Bowl in '91 or 2.
The Commanders are probably a good answer.
Yeah.
So
well,
we'll-
since Snyder took over, they've been horrendous.
Go
Yeah.
through the 5 again.
Bears, Jets, Lions, Browns, Commanders would be the 5th. Texans are in there.
Jags too.
Yeah, but you're so right though. You just think of them as an
My
expansion.
point-
I do.
My
I'll
point
nev-
is this though: is that
It's because they kind of got like expansion team, like the old NFL Europe jerseys. Too.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
They'll never not be because of their jerseys. They look like a movie played like any given Sunday.
This is one of those things that the Browns actually got right and Houston got wrong. Why didn't Houston just be like, we're the Oilers?
They should have.
Because
Those jerseys were
those
sweet.
Earl
Powder
Campbell,
blue.
yeah, Warren Moon, Arrow Campbell, like those
Yeah.
jerseys were unique and awesome. And being the Houston Texans is a stupid logo, generic fucking colors.
Is there any weight for Jacksonville because they're the only show in town? I think that factors in too. Where everyone's like, you don't like this. There are other teams where it's like the city is involved with like such a winning core. So
but
it's kind of weighted, and it shouldn't be, but it is.
But this is, and I think you could probably put the Falcons in the same category. The Jags they're not competing with another professional team, but they're competing with the University of Florida.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
like I bet you asked 90%
State.
of the citizens in Jacksonville if they'd rather see a Florida Gators national championship or a Jags Super Bowl.
I'll even
they'll
throw
take
Georgia out because it's right on the border.
Well,
University-
Georgia, like the reason I brought the Falcons is because people care about Georgia infinitely more than they care about the Falcons.
No,
that's
what I'm saying is like you're not just competing with Florida, you're competing with like
state
Southern
lines, yeah.
Florida,
Yeah.
Georgia fans. But I don't know. In the end, like Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, I'll never really think about him again. I don't think. I really don't, because they're the Jets until they prove otherwise.
Yeah, because I can't remember what was when the Jets got Favre. Was there like the same type of this is the last piece of the puzzle?
I forgot he played for them for a minute.
They went like they had like what were they? They were like 8-2 or something, and then he got hurt, and they were on pace to be have like an incredible season with him, and then he got hurt.
I forget.
Yeah,
You forgot he played for the Jets? You
For,
think
you
think of Minnesota more?
Yeah, I do.
Of his team?
Corey Wooten ended his soul. That was the best day of my life.
I remember that. That was a good day.
yeah. So I don't know. I think if Aaron Rodgers, because I do think the Jets have like a very good team. I think if they get Aaron Rodgers and you have to watch Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl in New York, that'll drive you insane.
Yeah, probably.
Also, if you were a fan of a team like the Jets or one of the other teams in like
In the
in
misery pool?
sweepstakes,
Yeah.
he was like when you compare, like I'd much rather have him than Derek Carr.
Totally.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And I kind of like Derek Carr, but they're still the Jets. That's a big if.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
they'll fuck it up.
I agree.
They'll
Yeah.
fuck it up.
They
This
definitely
is-
will. Yeah.
Like if this actually goes through and he's a Jets quarterback like next year, I assume I'm going to be seeing a ton of cocky Jets fans, and that'll be no different than I think KFC, because the Mets, in spite of what I think they're doing being awesome, are still the Mets until they win it all. If they don't,
Would you rather be us right now or Tom Lay?
For the Bears or the Jets?
that's a
Yeah.
really, really, really. I think it's.
The Jets are
You
probably
gotta-
closer.
You got to
but
pick the Jets, right?
Because there's so
Especially
much the Bears need to do still.
They just got off a private plane to go see Aaron Rodgers. Like that's
totally,
like,
I know. But
it's like at the end of a game of Mortal Kombat, and there's like you just
Finish
need
him.
one more.
But you
finishing
also-
move. But you still need to do the whole thing.
you
Whole
still
game
need to
again.
do right. But the Bears, I think, you would think that the window would be open longer than whatever the Jets are getting for 1 or 2 years with Aaron Rodgers. That would be like the balance where it's like the Bears have like a runway here to be good for a little bit. And if the Jets, similar to the Rangers, if they don't do it this year with Patrick Kane and all the other, I don't know if it ever happens. And if the Jets can't do it with Aaron Rodgers before they have to start paying all these draft picks, Sauce and all these guys, then I think it's not going to happen for them.
Where are the Jets picking?
What are they, like 12th or something in the draft, something like that? They're in the teens.
Yeah, I would imagine something like that. Any shot at them kind of pulling what the Packers did with Jordan Love and trading up for a quarterback and let him sit behind Rodgers for a couple of years? He's got 2 years left on his deal, right? I believe. Rodgers?
Yeah,
I
but
think
he's just always a threat to retire.
I mean,
like,
there's
Yeah.
more quarterbacks that keep entering the race here. Everyone's fucking in love with
the
Richardson
Florida kid.
now.
Yeah.
So it's
I mean,
if you go Richardson, Stroud, Levis, and then obviously Bryce Young, like that's 4 quarterbacks that are going to be potentially drafted in
Yep.
the top 12, maybe. We'll see.
I know we were talking about this a little bit before. I know Richardson had like all the measurables, and you're saying that the reports of his like team meetings and stuff were great.
Just blowing people out of the water and with his interviews and obviously his combine numbers too. So
Go put on a game from like September, October last year.
Yeah, but remember,
Like he was not good in college.
his completion percentage is really bad. But so Josh Allen's was very poor too. So it's like,
But I think Josh Allen is the outlier. I feel like guys,
it's an
like
exception.
it's hard to be like, well, now he's accurate, because that historically, if you can't put the ball where it needs to go, then you just suck, and it doesn't matter how hard you throw it. And I feel the same way about Will Levis. I don't think he's very good either. And if someone wants to trade up for the Bears to take one of those guys, by all means. But I don't like this narrative where it's like, oh, there's actually 4 guys, so we don't have to trade up necessarily. I think that's a bad spot for the Bears.
we'll see. What's this? I didn't even see this. So I want to talk to you about. You just got back from Steamboat. You had a nice little ski trip last weekend. You're getting roasted for your frozen beard.
I didn't. Yeah, I thought.
Can we pull this up? Can we pull this picture?
Yeah, look, I thought it looked funny, which is why I did a video about not Ty Domi, but Max Domi getting traded, and I did it because I thought it looked ridiculous. I didn't really care about doing a video. I just wanted to have like the visual of that out there.
Yeah.
But people, I didn't see that one, the Brothers tag.
I didn't see that either. I didn't see any of this.
But it was like so fucking snowy and icy, and I like skiing. I try to go once a year, but it had been about 2 years since I had been. I don't invest in all the equipment. Like, I don't go enough. So people are like, why don't you have like a fucking ski mask gator thing to like? I'm like,
Those people are
bro,
fucking
like
worse.
I rent my equipment, including that helmet. And I had like my own jacket and ski pants and gloves. Like,
It's a thing though. Do you got to get the baklava? You know the
what?
That's a
Dude,
fucking
even
dessert.
so, I went
that's
with
a pastry.
it was like a little family trip.
But you
So
know what
I had
I mean.
my 7-year-old nephew was with me, and we were like getting ready in the morning. He's like, "You don't have a base layer?" I'm like, "What the fuck is a base layer?"
Dude, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, on those snowmobile trips I took, you need the what's it called, Danny?
It's like they wear
Under
like
Armour.
a scuba suit almost.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Spandex.
it's like
Yeah.
it's not the baklava. That's the Greek pastry. But it's
balaclava.
balaclava. Yeah, it's one of those.
Bobby Bacala.
Yes, it's like one of those. It's like the Jorge Soler.
Yeah.
You're just your eyes
Yeah.
are coming out. That's
Right.
it.
It's like it's scuba gear.
You need like a whole new outfit to do that shit.
I'm not, but I was fine. I just had my face was a little bit cold, and I thought it was like kind of the thing that was like bothering me though, because it was after it had melted a little bit. So when you be getting down after a run, my face would be like all white, and then if I went to like yawn, you could feel like the icicles like pulling the hairs out of your face. So it's like don't one make me laugh or smile or yawn or anything because it's gonna hurt.
Looks like Richard Gere in that picture. That's like no,
I'll
that's
take
like
that comp.
Those are the robbery masks.
Richard Gere, is that the name?
Whole face beanie.
They could
Those
be
Why does that remind you
multi-purpose.
of Richard Gere?
Your gray beard. You just look like Richard Gere a little bit in that
I
photo.
mean, he's hot as fuck. I'll be Richard Gere.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
So how was it? You're like a ski guy. What-
Yeah. I'd like to be more of a ski guy. I think you would appreciate the fact that you just don't have to touch your phone, like, and you physically can't.
Yeah, I just wouldn't physically be able to ski. Like,
That's
that
not
sounds
true.
pretty. Dude, I don't know. You said you busted your ass how many times?
I probably have 5 like bad falls, but like I was going on trails that I'm not qualified to go on.
So I've never been. How easy is it to just like go right into a tree?
Oh, hard, like you'd have to be like pretty reckless to go right into a tree.
Really?
But like because they have these trails, they like mark them as greens, blues, blacks, and then like double blacks. And if you're on a green,
It's like level of difficulty.
yeah, greens are easy, and they have like like the even things lower than that for like little kid lessons. You would be fine.
You look like you disagreed with that.
I've gone into a river once skiing at what's it called?
Well,
Alpine
you're not
Valley.
an athlete.
I am athletic. I just didn't know how to stop yet. It was my first time.
French
Pizza.
fry pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Hey, I beat
I
you to
did.
that South Park quote.
Yeah.
That's a bad episode, though. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but that's all it is. It's and like I do think that if you like, can you ice skate or rollerblade or anything? Have you been-
Yeah. I took ice skating lessons as a kid. I don't know anymore.
It's all the
That's a long
same.
time
Yeah, if
ago.
it's been a while, but it's all the same like muscles for the most part. So if you know how to like do a hockey stop, you can ski. It's like that simple.
Yeah, I use the boards.
Was it figure skating yet?
Well, they give you those blades to rent. You know, they don't give
You
you
have the toe pick on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hated that.
Yeah, it's
You know what I mean?
embarrassing. Yeah,
No, I don't like that.
Why were you
I-
taking ice skating lessons?
I don't know. It's just like one of those
something
things.
to do.
Your parents just signed. My parents just signed me up at Franklin Park Ice Arena. You take ice skating lessons. Did you guys take swimming lessons?
Yeah, I took swimming lessons.
Do you know how to swim?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
All right, I just asked.
You look like a guy who would sink,
That
though.
He was so offended
know?
by that.
Yeah.
I feel like any adult should be able to jump into a pool and swim from one side to the other.
It's not
no
true.
matter if you've ever swam before in your
Plenty
life.
of people that can't swim.
I have a good friend.
I refuse to believe that. Even though I know it's true, I will never believe it in my head.
Yeah.
I have a good friend who they went on like a canoe, and the canoe tipped over, and they went in, and he was just like sinking with the canoe. He had no idea what to do.
Why was he getting in a canoe then? That's like
Not that smart.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I've been canoeing. Canoeing is a lot of fun, actually.
Is it though?
I like it, yeah.
What, it's peaceful, or what it like the scenic? What do you like about canoeing, Dave?
I mean, I haven't been like whitewater, Colorado canoeing. I've gone on the Fox River before, and you can like tie up all the canoes together and like bring beer and shit. It's fun.
Yeah, I've done that, like not the tie-up thing. I've done that with like tubes. In the
Yeah,
summer.
you can do that
That's
with- yeah,
that's
with
fucking
tubes, too.
great time.
I could not a float trip.
Yeah.
Float trips are brutal.
Why?
I'm so anti float trip.
I'm anti anything getting in water, though. I hate
'Cause you
large
never learned how to
bodies.
swim.
Yeah. I know what you're trying to do, and the answer is no. Just
What do you mean?
I'm not trying to do anything.
he's trying to goad me into saying, "You want to see me swim, motherfucker?"
Oh no, I did not.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I swear to God, that did not cross my mind. I
but
believe that you
getting
can
wet
swim.
sucks. Can we all agree that?
Yeah,
getting wet's
I don't
horrible?
like beaches. I don't.
No, beaches
yeah.
are the most overrated
Yeah.
thing on planet Earth.
I like
And
air conditioning.
I
is
like
what
looking
like.
at Lake Michigan and the ocean and that. I don't want to go on the beach.
We haven't used the G word in a while. I'm happy you said that.
What?
Goad.
Goad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to
You
do.
used to
I
always-
honestly, I wasn't trying. I was trying to like rile you up, but I wasn't trying to like set up a challenge.
You used
Like,
to always consistently accuse me of goading you.
yeah,
Well, that's what you do.
he's a goater.
That's basically what you're.
He's a professional goater.
Yeah, you're a habitual goater.
Do you have experience with the canoe space, Dan?
Very minor, but I was going to ask White Sox Dave, do you think you could pass the lifeguard test? Which I believe at the time, Tom, I know you were one too, was swim 300 yards nonstop.
I was a lifeguard.
Were you? So
Mhm.
swim 300 yards nonstop. Then you have to go swim to the deep end, retrieve a 10-pound dumbbell, and then swim on your back to the shallow end. And then you have to tread water for 2 minutes only using your arms.
I don't remember that. I remember like
That sounds.
we could be.
Are you sure this isn't budge training? You're asking me to do.
It did sound like
No, I was working at a private pool and I had to do this shit. Doesn't matter if you're working at the beach or condos pool.
we could
Would
take
I
that
want
as a
to?
gym class.
Could you do
sophomore
it?
year of high school?
No. Could I do it? Yes.
I highly doubt it.
The answer is
Stephen
no.
Shea,
I won't do it.
the Stephen Shea treading water video was all time.
I don't know if I know that one. Can
I don't
pull
You never
that up,
seen that
Tom?
from
I
the
don't
Yak?
think
Yeah,
so.
they like made a bet where I forgot how long he said he could tread water, and they went to a hotel. The Yak did, and it was I forget how long he was in there, but like
It
he was
like
like
9 minutes or something. I want to
yeah,
say.
and he was stone cold convinced that he
9 minutes is a long time. I feel like to try.
I don't
water.
think he.
Am I wrong?
Can someone look up the challenge, Lance or someone? Thank you. I forget exactly what it was, but it was very funny.
He got to use his
All-time
legs
video.
as well. Legs
Well,
and
that's
arms.
part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying the lifeguard one was just arms.
Yeah. Way to flex of your lifeguard, huh?
Good lifeguard's never off duty.
Fuck you.
So if one of us drops down, you'll be able to revive him.
I think you
I
got to
would say
take
that,
a
but-
yearly or it's like a it. If
you have to
get
update your
certified,
license?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have to do that because I was CPR certified for a while too, and I know there's like a lapse on it after you don't do it for a while.
Oh, so I could just watch you guys die instead.
It just
Probably.
ends. There it is.
This
There's
is it.
Stephen. There's Stephen Shea.
How long was it? 15 minutes?
I started. All right, wrists locked.
Yeah, 15 minutes, I guess.
That was a countdown though.
Yeah.
Cue fast forward. Or,
Oh, they just showed the teaser, so we don't know how long he did it. All right, so the challenge was 15 minutes.
That's a long. I feel like that's a lot.
It is.
That's
I'm
a
not
ton,
saying
yeah.
it's not, but I think if I recall correctly, he was very, very convinced that
and he
would
did
be
not
able to
do it.
No,
I-
no, he did not.
He couldn't do 15. Okay.
Uh-uh.
I'm also like, after this trip to Colorado, like very like obviously we've made a lot about my weight and the health crisis and all that.
Well,
What?
we got Pat Beverly sticking up for us now.
Yeah,
That
we're
was
just
nice.
husky.
He
But
wasn't talking about me either. I had to move my car. He didn't see me.
but that when you're in Colorado and you're just going up steps and that you're not used to like the thin air,
Ooh.
it was like I can't even do 2 flights of steps without like feeling like I need to keel over.
You take the lift though, no?
Yeah, but if I'm staying on the third
Ah,
floor
like
of
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. Like
condo,
you're saying just like
yeah, yeah. I would have loved to have a lift up to my condo.
the second floor of the La Quinta Inn was fucking a hike. Yeah.
Here's one that. So I was listening to the Yak a little bit this morning, an hour or so ago, and they're talking about the mints thing.
What's the mince thing?
So he has to run a 10K, which is 6.2 miles in 60 minutes or less.
I think
I don't know that. I don't know how long he has to do it, like to train for it or anything. That's pretty fucking tough. When I was at my peak, I was like 52, 53. Right now, I don't think I could break 50 or 60 for a 10K.
because when we did that charity 5K, you did that in like 21 minutes. Like
No, it was like 23. But that was
Damn,
marathon day.
I don't know. I don't know how to equate any of that. What's
it's like a 7. He was doing like a 7.5
It was
minute
like
mile.
no, it was like 8. A little
so
less.
what's a 5K? How many miles?
3.1.
3.1. Yeah.
3.1, okay.
Yeah.
So this is
6.2.
10. Yeah, 6.2.
Gotcha.
That's if he says he can do it. That's he's got.
He
I don't
is
know.
kind
if
of
he
a
said-
runner, though,
I don't know if he
right?
said he could.
I don't
think
know
he
either.
did. I thought I saw him going back and forth with Brandon about it.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. But regardless, so your trip was nice.
Yeah, it was a good trip.
Good.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think about Chief taking a cold vacation?
Good for him. Everybody deserves some me time.
Remember last week
you
you
and,
said you're
nephew, right?
anti-cold vacation?
My brother.
I
yeah.
said I have never taken one, and I've never really had the urge to.
Well, that's like the only thing that I feel like was kind of missing from this trip because it was like a family trip and one of the people there was 7 years old. I love like taking a lift up to the top and then like skiing maybe 8 minutes until you find a bar on the mountain. And then you just pause.
I didn't know that. See,
oh yeah,
you're talking me into skiing as we speak.
That's
sounds
like
nice.
they have you. So you just have like big open windows everywhere, and they have like a grill going, and you pop a few beers, and you're just having a fucking great time. That's what my normal. But I didn't do that as much. And probably a good thing I didn't. Because
Did you get nice on any biddies in the ski lodge?
I didn't. None
That's
of
a
that.
damn shame.
Yeah.
Did we talk about like après ski beers in the beer draft, in the drinking
I
draft?
think Cons.
think we did.
drafted
Yeah,
it,
it was drafted for
I'm
sure.
pretty sure.
That
I
is
gotta,
one of the
I
best.
gotta imagine that's an ultimate beer.
Well,
It is.
it's also
outstanding
if we drafted just like random like good feelings, taking your boots off is like
Ski Lodge beer was number 2 overall.
who drafted it? Cons.
Cons.
Yeah, it's a fucking great beer.
Sorry, what were you saying? Cut you off.
I don't even remember. Probably wasn't important.
Taking off your boots. You
Oh
said.
yeah, like because you're like that's like the worst part of skiing is the equipment's like just awkward. Like you can't bend your ankles like at all, and they're like heavy
Yeah.
and it's like they're hard to walk in. So when you're like done skiing, your legs are sore, and you just like click those things off and take your feet. It is like it's like you basically like your feet come. Like it feels that good.
That's a
Foot come.
That's a.
Foot cum?
Yeah.
You don't want to tell that to Kirk Minahan.
Why?
Oh, he hates feet. Yeah, we found that on the snake draft yesterday.
He's anti-feet. And I'm on his side about that. Not to his extent. I wouldn't bang me in place of Margot Robbie's feet if she was sockless or shoeless in the act of intercourse. But
So, Dave,
I don't like feet either.
if you had, so you wouldn't Margot Robbie, like if she was like, you
No.
could bang me, but you gotta have at my feet.
I'm
first.
not that anti-feet, but like feet are gross.
Okay, I thought you were gonna
They're
say no,
objectively-
because that's crazy.
No, that's what Kirk said.
Kirk
I'm like,
said no.
Yeah. Well,
Well, he was like, he's vehemently like, I have a hard no on all feet.
feet are nasty.
So
Feet are gross,
But I'm like-
especially this kid's feet.
that's been.
He has. Ugh. You guys make fun of me for my hair.
The picture you used, it was just wet. So like you're always.
It doesn't matter. It was
Sure
the
it does.
nastiest looking foot I've ever seen.
You want to take out your feet right now?
No, don't do it.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
Want me
put
to
them
do it?
up. Yeah, put them up. Put it right on Dave's can of Grizzly right there.
See, I feel
No free ads.
I feel like these boots got a little stanky.
All right.
It's
It's all right. Just put it right up. Put it right up.
I don't think they look that hairy, do they?
Zoom in.
On the top.
Give it a good. Put it on the counter right next to Dave. Put that fucker up. There we go.
Like your soles are all gross.
Yeah, Dave, give it a little
I'm
rub
not.
down,
I'm not touching his
like it's a
feet.
ferret. Just give it a stroke.
Honestly, it smells like a ferret.
I
Ferrets
I
are
agree
actually
that-
kind of social animals.
Are they?
Yeah, they like roll around and they're like friendly.
I don't know much about ferrets, but that's one of those animals that if you own it, I think you're a fucking weirdo.
You agree?
yeah,
like
definitely.
you like the Margot Robbie thing? If she, like, that's a no-brainer, correct?
Leave the stopwatch at home.
Yeah, but if she was like, you got to have at my feet before you do
Oh.
anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
Chief, do you agree?
Yeah,
All
100%.
right. I'm happy you agree because I thought you were going to say no.
I didn't say that on the draft.
He
He made that analogy, and I was like, I will not go that far.
We'll stop it there. Would anybody say no? Any of you guys?
Of course not.
No. All right.
Kirk wouldn't even say no.
All right. He said
Actually, he was just using that as a vehicle to describe how much he actually hates feet. And I understand him because feet are nasty.
no. And how, Dave, you didn't know that Quentin Tarantino loves feet.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. Now you'll.
Well, that doesn't shock me at all because he is
He's
just
a
a
fucking
weird
weirdo.
fucking guy.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see now that you are aware of it. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's like it was like the first time I had ever really heard of that being a thing was Rex Ryan. He was the guy that like made the foot fetish thing like in the culture. I feel like.
Rex Ryan was a big foot guy.
Oh, yeah, he loves the foot.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
Just feet.
Jets
uh,
legend.
Jets legend.
Yeah.
He is. He's they were looking at him for a job, right?
I think it was his brother
The
Rob.
Broncos job. No?
Rex for a head coaching job?
No, DC.
I thought that was Rob, but I could be confused.
I'm pretty sure Rex Ryan was mentioned to be, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I think he was talked about. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
Sean Payton.
Here's a
Broncos
really
staff.
dumb question. Are there any Ryan kids, either Rex or Rob? Because I feel like that's a football family that needs to keep the lineage going.
It's a good question.
It's a good question. I'll Google it.
Like
I
coaching
agree.
in the college ranks anywhere or something.
They should probably be
Legendary
older.
family.
Where are they? Like in their 60s now? When did Buddy die?
We got Seth Ryan.
Seth Ryan, yeah.
Scroll down.
Oh, look, he's on the
Scroll down.
he's on the Lions
Lions.
staff,
I'm
Yeah,
going to
there you
need
go.
his hair to get gray quick.
and he needs to put
He's
on a
gotta
lot
be
of
fatter.
weight.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, to become a Ryan.
And probably start fucking some feet.
And
Well, we don't know if Rob likes feet. You
I-
know?
We don't. How about Rex? You want to know Rex's middle name?
What is it?
Ashley.
Ah,
That's fucking weird. This is Gone with the Wind. You guys ever seen that movie?
no.
You guys are
It's
uncultured.
it's a favorite of yours?
It's like an all-time classic movie.
Danny, what's on your
from
mind?
80 fucking years
They
ago.
almost had a White Sox Rex.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's
I was just thinking of Ashley Parker Angel. Another
Ashley
male
Schaefer.
Ashley. There we go. Yeah,
Ashley Schaefer. Yeah.
Great American man right there, Ashley Schaefer. It
Wasn't
doesn't
that-
appreciate Ashley Schaefer as much as Ashley Schaefer deserves to be appreciated either.
Wasn't there a surfer named Ashley?
Should we do a draft of all the Ashleys? All the
the
guy
Ashleys?
Ashleys?
Yeah.
We haven't done a name, didn't we?
No,
We did.
I
We did
missed
a-
this, by the way. How do you idiots not know that all the Olsen sisters are the Olsen sisters? I wasn't there for this, and I was like, thank God, because I would have gotten thrown in on that and lumped in on that, and I wouldn't have wanted that.
Oh, you knew, though. You
Yeah.
did not know, right?
Of course I knew.
I didn't even know
if-
they had a sister.
Even if, I mean, have you seen those movies?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's more understandable. You've seen them, correct?
No.
Well, never mind. God damn it. The internet can fuck off once again. But you don't even have to, like, you look at her and you're like, oh, that's Mary Kate and Ashley's little sister. She might as well be a triplet.
She
They
doesn't,
look
want, she doesn't want to be associated with them. We were doing her a favor.
So if you don't know, people
saw
were at
there's a
our
movie
necks.
called Love and Death coming out. And this girl looked exactly like the fucking Olsen twins. I had no idea there's a fucking younger Olsen sister.
No, there isn't.
It's
Dude, there is, and she looks exactly like them. And I don't know because I looked at her Wikipedia. She's in like all Marvel movies, so that's
Yeah.
why I never knew.
What?
I
Yeah.
knew there was, but I didn't know she had gotten famous since. I thought her whole thing was she wanted to be out of the spotlight.
No, dude, she hosted SNL last year, so
What?
she's like big.
What's her name? Like
She's
Taylor?
huge.
Her name is Elizabeth Olsen, and she looks like the twins.
Well, and
Did you know this?
no, I'm
Okay,
googling
good.
it now.
Good.
So is she more famous than her sisters, or more successful?
I would
Because
say
they haven't worked
right now, yeah. There's no question.
but they're
right now.
billionaires.
Of course, but I would, like, the TikTok kids don't remember that show.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
they're
younger
who
kids
fucking
now.
cares? They're billionaires. Like, so who's more like she is a more successful actor, certainly.
But I think the Olsens, Mary Kate and Ashley, could be in stuff if they wanted to.
Definitely.
That's the thing.
Well, they probably have to fund it themselves.
No. They retired. They wanted out of the game, and they
No
became
shit.
fashion people.
I know.
Yeah.
But they've been out of acting since they were like 14.
You don't think someone would sign up? I mean,
I think someone would sign up to see them in like a Full House relaunch, Fuller House. that they didn't want to be a part of.
Some Hollywood studio would fund a fucking Mary-Kate and Ashley movie tomorrow.
Oh, like one of their old like
anything, just like, you know, that would
like their
be-
Disney Channel shit.
Yeah, or Netflix. They're giving. I mean, I guess they've slowed down, but they're giving money away like crazy.
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't. It's almost like it'd be like a curiosity thing, but I don't think that they're big enough actresses at this point.
They would each get multi-millions to be in something.
For sure, they should.
They're so big they can make it could be a shitty movie and they make it big by just having their names themselves.
Yes.
If Hollywood was smart, they would make a new Brady Bunch movie. Take all 3 Olsens, take all 3 Culkins.
Shit.
You got a movie.
Who's the other Culkins now?
Rory, Macaulay, and then Kieran.
Yeah.
Kieran. I knew Kieran.
Yeah.
Rory? I don't think
I don't think I know Rory.
Rory
Yeah.
was in Scream 4.
Is that the new one coming out? Because I actually
No,
think I'm going to go to
Scream
that
6
in
is coming
theaters. That looks like it'd be a sweet theater movie.
Why all of a sudden?
I don't know.
The
Maybe 80 for
Culkins
Brady.
they got some odd genetics, I would say. They're like a very unique looking family.
Just say they're ugly.
They are.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, they're
I don't-
ugly.
I don't know. I don't think Kieran's ugly.
Yeah, he's more normal looking.
They
I
all
mean, you
I
got to
don't know.
take in the Hollywood weathering that he's had since he was like 3 years
I guess, but like this guy, I had never heard of Rory Culkin either. But if you just show, if this was like the dozen, be like, who's this guy related to? And be like, Culkins. Like,
Yeah. They're definitely unique looking for sure.
old. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's Culkin.
Yeah, there's Rory.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Scream 4 fame.
See, if I had, I'm a pale fucking guy. I've never thought of myself as being so pale that I need to hit the tanning beds. If I looked like that, I'd be living in tanning beds.
You're not allowed to hit tanning beds anymore.
it's bad for you.
It's cancelable.
How? Cancelable.
You'll get canceled.
I might go to a tanning bed just to see if people try to cancel me for it. There's
All
a
right.
LA Fitness or
That's
LA.
that's the
White
next
Sox Day
challenge.
challenge,
Can-
yeah.
White-
Tanning
can-
bed.
can
I
you
was actually
cancel White Sox
considering it
Day?
before the Dominican because I was so afraid I was going to just melt
Just
down there.
burn up. No, that's a thing. People will.
They get a base layer.
If you took a video of you or like just a picture with like the eyeballs on in a tanning bed, people would definitely be in your mentions being like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Because of the cancer.
Yeah.
But those businesses
possibilities.
are still a thing. People still go.
Yeah, there's
tanning.
one
Less
2
and
blocks
less
away.
so.
Totally. That like. Do you remember what girls looked like in like 2004?
Orange.
Yeah.
Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
And
That-
they thought
that
it was
like-
attractive. It's like, oh,
Not even just girl. Remember like the fucking Gotti family, like the growing
The
up
Jersey
Gotti?
Shore?
Yeah, like that shit. Like those,
Oh, was
all
it
those
GTL?
kids.
yeah, Gym Tan Laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
There's no way you're getting canceled for going in a
Not
tanning
canceled.
salon.
I'm kidding.
People,
But like,
people buying cigarettes or even jewels, whatever. There's a ton of
Well, I don't know.
carcinogens out there.
Someone prove him wrong. I don't know. Let's see.
Dave.
I think canceling jumped shark a little while ago.
Oh,
It's too easy to get canceled these days. If laying in a tanning bed is one of them, go ahead and cancel.
I don't like where this is going on a live show. You saying you can't get
It's already
canceled
in.
anymore?
No, I'm saying it's too easy.
Yeah.
oh, like you could do anything. Well,
Yeah.
there's true cancellations and there's fake cancellations, right?
Who's fake canceled?
No, I think most of the vast majority of the time, people try to cancel someone they really mean it. Really mean it.
Yeah, people will try, but does it go through? That's
I
what I'm
think
saying.
it's like a temporary. Like Louis C.K. came back, Chris D'Elia came back.
But that's a difference, though. No, he's. I mean, Crystal. I wouldn't
Well, like Shane Gillis, be a better example.
disavow Crystal.
Chris D'Elia has a sold out tour, so
Sure.
Like,
but,
I don't-
But
that-
here's the difference between like Louis, and I'm just gonna keep Louis into the box right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is comedians are independent. They don't rely on fucking Coca-Cola to pay their bills.
yeah,
Because people who need that shit, that's where you get canceled because you lose your main income. If you're selling tickets and you have a market for people to show up for your shit, then you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can never be canceled. Right?
but I mean,
That's the way I view
you
it.
still have to have venues that are willing to book you and platforms that are willing to have your stuff on
True.
there. So like,
True.
I think
Well,
people
let
are
me ask you a question.
moving away from like Andrew Schultz, like that model where he just did it himself, and I think Louis did it live at Madison Square Garden and just broadcast it on his own website too, because they didn't want to deal with restrictions from like the major streaming platforms.
Sure, like their money is not coming in as much as it would be for him
Yeah.
if this didn't happen. You're right. Like he probably would have
Yeah.
a Netflix deal or whatever.
Totally.
That's a thing. But like a hard, like you don't see him again. Like it's hard to do that to guys who don't rely on.
Yeah.
like a company who's worried about backlash.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
You could be canceled in terms of like never getting booked for anything again, though. You know, you could still make your own money off tours and shit.
Yeah.
Merch.
I don't know what D'Elia was doing before though.
What do you mean?
I don't think he was doing
I
anything
feel like getting
besides
canceled
stand-up.
also a lot, not a lot
he
of
was
times,
on
but
you, dude.
sometimes can be like good for a career.
Shane Gillis.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I don't know enough about the comedy scene to make on any of these guys because I know what.
I think that's a great example, though, Danny. I think it's a great example.
Thank you, Ed.
Like Dave Chappelle and Rogan.
How
who was
many
at 8, 9
good
months ago.
points does Danny have to make before he gets a big boy chair?
It's a lot more than he's made.
It's
he's got a long battle ahead of him.
yeah, it's got like it's like that. Hey Pepsi, where's my jet? You ever see that doc? On
I didn't
Netflix?
watch it actually. No.
He needs a Harrier jet number of points.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm advocating for you.
So
Danny.
then I'll enjoy
Here's a
back your
question:
head.
do you think if Kanye West announced the tour right now and say the first stop's at Soldier Field, how many people do you think are in Soldier Field?
I think
Probably
60,000?
sells out.
I think it sells out.
Yeah.
I think it sells out in 3 minutes.
That's why I
That's
saw
a good
the story.
one. That's like the hardest one.
It's a
probably.
great one. It's a great one because like Bal Khan's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
People separate art from artists.
they do. And like I saw that story that Adidas has 500 million worth of Yeezys to get rid of. That they're just
It's-
gonna burn possibly.
Why wouldn't they just donate those? To
So what?
like,
2 pairs.
Yeah, send them.
send them to people who need shoes.
Yeah,
But
even though those shoes are fucking hideous.
people would still fucking buy them. But they're making a point like, hey, we don't
Yeah,
want
but
them.
like, aren't there? It's like when they send, the championship merch.
to like different countries.
Yeah. Why can't they do that for the Yeezys?
I think they talked about that too.
They should.
But also, then it's like, I don't know. I feel bad for brands when that happens. When you like, not this necessarily, but like someone does something super problematic, and it's like he was wearing K-Swiss, and it's like, oh, dude, or like, you know what I mean? I'm trying
It's
to,
like
the best-
collateral damage.
Yeah, like I remember that. Remember that? Do you remember that another doc? There was a cannibal cop in
I
New York.
vaguely remember this. Yeah.
There was like a cop, and it was a great story. It wasn't a great story. Sorry, excuse me. But it was very interesting because the dynamic, he talked about it on a website about eating women.
Oh, I do remember
Yes.
this. Yes.
So he talked about eating women, but he never went through on it.
Right.
So what is the due process for someone who talks about doing something heinous, but they don't follow through on it?
You can't arrest people for thoughts.
That was a debate, thought crimes. But you're just going to have this guy running around?
Yeah.
Dave?
I don't know enough about the story.
He was
I would
talking
like
about-
to see what exactly he said. If it was like on some dark underbelly website on the internet where he's very sincerely talking about like what's her face said in The Last of Us, like slicing me up to little pieces and eating me, then I would probably. I was about to say something that would have gotten us in trouble. I don't think gotten us in trouble. You guys would have bitched about it.
Good for you.
Sent to Belize, we'll call that.
Okay.
Breaking Bad reference.
Okay.
I would probably look to send him to Belize.
I don't know if you can arrest him.
If
but
I had the power to do so, like certain politicians say.
Like the last train stop in.
There's a good example.
Yeah.
That's actually this
Yellowstone.
whole thing.
We should
just-
do an episode on that.
I
for
would
Dog Walk.
love to go to this place just to
There-
be in it.
How
you
is
know?
there not like a? This seems like a natural for rediscovering America too. But there's like this stretch,
It's 50 square miles.
and it's between like Montana and Wyoming,
in
right?
Idaho, I believe.
And I
Yeah.
think maybe Yellowstone National Park.
Yes.
But basically, there's this area of the country where nobody has any jurisdiction, so nobody can prosecute crimes. So
Oh, it's
Even
like
if-
Amsterdam?
you can murder somebody and
and say I murdered him
Wow.
there. It's something about the jury pool too, since it's an uninhabited stretch of land on federal property that's governed by a state or something like that.
yeah, there's
that-
just nobody has jurisdiction.
There's no possible way they could get a jury, and they couldn't even try you, let alone convict you of any crime in this strip of land. It was uncovered by a Michigan State professor or something like 20 years ago, and you haven't watched Yellowstone, correct?
No.
And they reference it a handful of times in the show. They'll just fucking shoot people there, and
They call them, drop them off the train station.
Yeah,
That's
right.
interesting.
Yellowstone Zone of Death.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It is like, because they kept saying train station. And then I'm like, what the like, what is this euphemism for? And I look it up. It's a real place.
Yeah. We should we go like
I would love to just go
bone
hang
dig
out
in there?
Just
They
go?
they said the only crime that they think's ever been committed there, someone shot a moose or something without like a moose tag, which is still a huge crime.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hunting
But
laws?
they
it's
don't
a
fuck
big
around with
deal.
that. But
It's no joke.
And the guy got off because of this.
yeah, but couldn't you like that? There might not be any crimes committed there, but like it's like in the show Yellowstone, that's where they dump the bodies because nobody will. Even if they find the body, they're not going to be like, well, where did this body come from? Like they just can't. There's no resources. There's no jurisdiction. Nobody there's nobody to do the investigation.
What did you have, Danny? You're about to say something?
I was just gonna say what a problem to be putting off to the side. Just purge county. They're not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah.
Can you take someone that you want to purge there and leave no problem? Dave, any
Minus
ideas?
one.
Yeah, you
Why is
lost
that?
me the second you
What?
opened.
Why-
There's no legality.
Why would you just keep not fixing that problem? That's the biggest
It's a
problem you
loophole
have.
in the Constitution. It's much deeper than how I described it, obviously, and I know the first 1% of 1% of what goes on here just because I scanned
The internet.
the internet.
I'm gonna take you there and kill you, Dave.
Hit him in
You-
the head.
you
with
Just
could.
say, hey, that was a thought. You can't arrest me.
Do
You
you
couldn't.
think? Do you think he'd be able to kill you
No.
1-on-1 if he had a knife?
No, I don't.
Next White Sox Dave challenge.
Yeah, next fight,
Next one.
It's Mortal Kombat.
you get a 5-second head start.
Yeah. What if we put you guys in like a phone booth?
I'd fucking dice your
I
ass
don't-
up, dude.
In a phone booth, that I think would make it harder for him.
You think so?
Yeah, he,
He-
wouldn't be able to extend and like get in.
Yeah,
and
but
out,
if
just,
like you like
wrist
hug him,
control.
he can always just reach around and get you in the
Yeah.
back.
Dude,
I would-
I'm
first thing I'm-
punching you in the face and I'm slitting your throat.
Danny, you couldn't punch someone hard enough.
It does.
To, like,
It has to be hard.
give
It just
him
has to
maybe
be
a
hard
bloody
enough
lip
to
or something.
distract you, so I can get your throat.
Yeah, that is a
That's
thing.
that's a wrestling move.
You use knives in wrestling?
No, I'm not. That you said slap me in the face.
Yeah, whatever. I'll
Stored
poke
for
your
a split
eye.
second.
Boom. I don't care who you are. Your eye's getting poked. You're taking 3 seconds to recover.
It's true.
Danny fights dirty, apparently.
But
Oh, I have a knife,
Oh.
so yeah.
Actually, on this note, I tweeted
Plus
this
one.
out the other night, and I was called a Neanderthal and a caveman and everything. But I want to hear your thoughts on this. So I
Just
got
mine?
to the part in Yellowstone where Beth and the hippie chick, that's like the protester. I
Yeah.
always forget her name.
Spoilers.
It's
Summer. I think.
It's the girl from Coyote Ugly, all grown up.
yeah.
Piper Parabo.
Piper Parabo, yeah.
I watched that movie as like a 10-year-old thinking it was going to be nothing but tits, and there was no tits in it, and I was like, fuck this movie.
There's no tits?
Coyote
don't-
Ugly? No, I don't think so.
I don't think there's actual nudity, no. I don't even know if it's rated R, to be honest. But
Anyways,
how they duked it out,
I think that might have been my least favorite scene in the history of television.
I think that's throw that away, though. That doesn't matter. Is that not a good way to settle disputes? I think it's perfect.
Mutual combat, yeah.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
talking about this a little
Yeah.
bit.
No, I think if you have, and I think it can go too far. That's why I love like the hockey fighting, because there is like an unwritten code. Somebody goes down, somebody has a hand injury, somebody has something. It's just over.
So
It's and
2 minutes in the box, whatever.
5, yeah, 5.
Whatever.
But it's like there is like an unspoken like I'll hurt you, but only to a degree.
Yeah.
Until I win this fight, or we're both just too tired and let's just stop fighting. But that to me, like I think that's fine. Two adult mutual participants.
Now, going back to that cannibal cop. My point was he was a stoolie. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Was he wearing,
How is
was
this
he
not
wearing
been
our
a-
merch?
I mean, this was like 2016
Yeah.
or something. This is years ago. That he like had a couple Barstool retweets or something. But that's like my point, where it's like,
Oh, did all the crazies try to lump
no,
it in?
it wasn't
I
like
don't
that.
like
It
that-
was just like KFC brought it up. He was, this is.
Yeah, but
hairy
like there's been
situation.
so many times where I've thought about murdering people. Like I've thought about murdering everybody in this room at a
Yeah.
time, but I'm not the murderer blogger. Like he's the cannibal cop.
But Chief, he was talking about specific ways
don't
he
think you've
wanted
actually
to do it
thought
on
about,
message
like-
boards. It was a fetish, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, but he didn't do it. How are you gonna arrest somebody for when they haven't done anything?
Sure,
You
but
can-
like you're not taking your chances going to dinner with that guy. He's still
No,
a creep,
I wouldn't want to hang out with him, but
Yeah.
I also
Is he using your guest bedroom?
no.
Okay.
But like
Wait, did
I
he
wouldn't.
get in trouble, though? Like, what happened? What's the end game here?
But I wouldn't let like Hannah use my guest bedroom.
No.
You know, like I got
She actually had, like, a disappointed look there. I wouldn't either, Hannah. Sorry.
What merch was he wearing? Which
Snake
brand?
train.
He
He's
wasn't
on.
wearing merch. He was just like
He just went through his Twitter.
And when I say Stooley, to the extent of like he had a couple Barstool retweets, or like maybe he tweeted at Kevin.
What if he had like a Ball Don't Lie shirt on when he committed
like a
when he was
hardcore.
like gnawing on some chick's like
guilty.
bicep?
Not guilty.
Or the, he had the Red Ed Wants You shirt on.
Yeah.
Oh, then he's. I mean, he could stay in the guest bedroom.
He'll be
Then
on
lock
like
him up.
the.
Put a fucking
What is
padlock on
okay?
it, though.
On the note of hypotheticals, what is the worst act someone can commit and you let them stay in your guest bedroom?
What's the worst act someone could commit to stay in the guest bedroom?
Yeah.
Public urination.
Yeah. That's actually can get you in a lot of trouble. I had a friend who stepped outside to piss at a frat party and got arrested, and they tried to put him on like the sexual offenders list. Like he was gonna have to they had to go to like court
yeah.
and get like big time lawyers because they're like, you're gonna be a registered sex offender for peeing outside because the line was too long. So you got to be like,
If you do that at like near a church or a school or something like that, it's like amplified too.
I got one before.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Where at?
St. Patrick's Day parade downtown.
Hey,
Tried everything.
tis the
It's
weekend.
Either that or piss my pants. But I think it's 3, and then you get in offender territory. I was like 18. I had to do like 8 hours of community service. It was pretty brutal. It was in like bad neighborhoods picking up dead pigeons, but they wiped it after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's worse than.
And were
what
you
I had
like
to do.
like was your dick out? How did it work? Were you
No,
in
I
a
was
rally?
with a group. There was like 6 of us that got it. We tried. No place would let us in. We're like, fuck. So we went in an alley, and then bike cops pulled up. We're like, God damn it.
Oh no!
I got
You got one too?
I got public urination St. Patty's Day.
Combined, we're almost
St.
sexual
Patty's Day
offenders.
were you in the
too?
same
Sounds
group?
like me and these two idiots
And-
have a little work to do this weekend.
Yeah,
And it
keep your head in a swim.
Works out too because I did stay in Eddie's guest bedroom, so I'm glad I cleared that. You know.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't even know if you like DUI's worse.
But I
You
got-
any friends that have slept overnight that got DUI's, Ed?
I don't know. To be honest with you,
You would know if someone had DUI.
The
think.
public urination like gets far worse, as you get older and given the circumstances.
Yeah,
St.
they-
Patrick's Day, no one's thinking like, oh, what a creep. But if you're pulled up next to a church unzipping, yeah, bad choice. There's variations. There's levels.
but like, what happens if you just pee your pants? Is that public urination?
You're
question.
pissing in public.
good point.
But like, sorry, I just had an emergency. I
Yeah, I
couldn't help
left
it.
my catheter at home.
Yeah. What if you just pee your pants? Is it a crime to pee your pants?
If it's Patty's Day, it is an emergency. There should just be like
1000%.
you should just be able
Yeah.
to do that on Patty's Day.
My knees were buckling. I had to pee
I'm
so bad.
surprised they actually gave you a. Well, you were 18.
Yeah,
I mean,
There
that's
you
a-
go.
but
Yeah,
I was with like my friends were 17, like some of them.
Well, you're underage. There you go. That's asking for it.
18 and underage though.
My summons was technically.
I'm not. I'm saying I don't want considering our sponsors, but I'm assuming you were under the influence of alcohol.
Just a lot of water that day.
Just a lot of water. Okay. Now
green-
see
green
that.
water.
Say it,
that-
Tom?
No, I'm just saying I got hit technically with pollution or like littering. Like it's like the same like
What is it? Like
Level of
75
fine.
yeah, the
bucks
same
and
level of
see
like
you
whatever
later.
it is. Yeah. So like it wasn't technically public urination, which I think is like a bigger deal.
I was on a school bus with guys who did far worse stuff than me, and I was like a senior in high school.
Oh, you were like out of like a
Dude.
chain gang scene.
Yeah.
You got to take like a bus to
Yes.
pick up. That's
we
crazy.
were like close to the west side.
That's crazy, dude.
I know.
That's a wild fucking thing. I didn't know that would be that strict upon it.
What's the worst you've ever gotten pinched?
Come on, say it live on air.
The worst I've gotten pinched, probably.
Stealing chromies or something.
No, I definitely just like
Plus one.
at a party, and then I got caught with a fake ID, and the
Yeah.
Chicago cop, he threw me in the back of the squad car.
Did
and
you get like charged with it? That was my worst by far. That was actually a pain in the ball sack. That was-
really?
It wasn't a big
Yeah.
deal, but it was.
No, I had, but I
wasn't
was,
just show up to court and fucking pay the fine.
I was also an idiot. I was walking across the street with a beer bong, so I was like red-handed. Like,
Wasn't me.
What seems to be the officer problem?
yeah, what seems to be the officer problem. What seems to be the worst part about it was he absolutely mutilated my beer bong in front of me.
Oh, really?
Like took out his pocket knife, was cutting the thing.
That seems unnecessary.
curb stomped the fucking funnel. Like he mutilated the fucking thing, and he took my fig. So
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Did you
Can't
get
do
arrested
both.
though? Like
no, we were in the back of the squad car, and then my friend's mom picked us up.
mine was. was trying to get into a bar in college in Naperville, and it was a fake ID of someone else, but they thought the picture was me, but that the card, like the actual ID, was fake, like that I got it made. So it didn't make sense. So he's like, so the bouncer summons a cop over that they're just hanging out on the streets like they do here, and the cop goes, "Where'd you get this made?" He's like, "I'll let you go right now if you tell me where you got this made." I'm like, "I didn't have it made. Like, what do you talk about?" He's like, "Tell me where you got it made." And I'm like, "You can scan it. You can do whatever you want." And he's like, "All right, you can head on in." So they scan it. It goes. Within 10 seconds, there's 10 cops surrounding me.
Really?
Yeah. Had to spend like
got a
3 hours in the
Red dot
clink.
on his forehead.
Yeah.
How did Williams handle that?
I tried to hide it from him. Eventually, my buddy's dad was my lawyer, and part of because he gave me a discount on it and everything, he repped me for much less rate. I had to tell my parents. That was part of it. And at that point, I was already 21, so they're like, "What the fuck's your problem? Like, you couldn't wait 3 months." But it was like it was a $1,500 fine, I want to say, and I got 40 hours of community service.
Wow.
Yeah. This community service was the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
What'd you have to do?
I had to move furniture at a resale shop. I wanted someone to put a bullet in my brain.
What?
Eventually, it was me and another buddy who I forget what he got. It wasn't the same situation, but we both had to do community service at the same time. And the lady that was running this resale shop.
Sounds like service hours.
That's like slave labor.
What?
That you had to work at a
Oh, it's like
furniture
service
store.
hours, like Danny said. It
Yeah,
sounds
she
it's,
like-
But
She
like
had, like,
picking
a-
up pigeons off the side of the road makes sense to me. Like just moving furniture for somebody's store feels like
I don't know. That's
What
what
community is that a service for?
that sounds like something out of the
Wheaton,
Shawshank
Illinois.
Redemption.
Yeah,
movie.
Wheaton was
fucking
getting,
purge
Wheaton was
one we
getting
were
a
talking
cut on
about.
those lazy
Yeah.
boys. That was
It was a
fucking deal.
resale shop, so it was all gross furniture, like from the 70s. But the lady that was running it, she was such an old bitch, but she was so sick of us that we only had like 32 or 33 hours, and she's like, "Dude, fucking here's the 40. Get the fuck out of here and never come back." And we're like, "Yes."
White Sox Dave moving lazy boys for the town of Wheaton.
It wasn't just lazy boys. It was a lot of shit. It was awful. Anybody
Give him
who's
more
ever
credit than
moved a
that. It
couch,
wasn't just lazy.
Plastic wrap couches.
I would rather
Shame on me.
I would rather pick up the dead pigeons, I think, than fucking.
No, you wouldn't. Some of them were
Working-
decapitated.
Yeah, whole
What
big
are you
thing.
even talking about? Dead pigeons? Like I don't know if I've ever seen.
It was
dead
like
pigeons
under
chilling.
on underpasses.
yeah.
That's
seen
fucking
rats
crazy.
everywhere,
You've
but-
never seen a dead bird?
I'm sure, but not enough where it's like, oh, we got to dedicate a ground.
I
Well,
see
I'm
at
sure,
least
like-
one dead pigeon or rat when I walk down this alley. I'd say like every other day.
I mean, he was picking up that, but it was like more so probably like a lot of fucking Kit Kat wrappers and shit.
Yeah, and we went to like the dirtiest underpasses. Like,
Yes.
that needed cleaning.
Yeah,
most.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can see if you're. You
I
know,
support that. Though.
get
That's
in
why
the
we got. That's why we got a
crevices
clean
of-
city.
Just cleaning
That's
up
why-
pigeons next to murderers.
That's why Chicago's clean. And let me say, we promote responsible drinking. Don't do this.
We do.
Yes. So don't.
Yes.
Don't.
Yeah,
no,
this is
not
all
good.
hypothetical.
This is all back talk conversation. So it's like we've grown, and we hope everyone else.
If we
is
could
too.
do it over again.
We
I
wouldn't do it.
wouldn't put myself in that position.
Exactly.
I
It's
wouldn't
not
have
worth.
tried getting into that bar when I was 20 years old in like 9 months.
It's
I
not
would've
worth
peed my
moving
pants.
that. It's not
Yeah,
worth
you would have
moving
pissed your
that.
pants.
I want to make a note that Chief still has his sock and boot off.
I'm a
Let the
professional.
air
I'm
out.
working on the middle of the show. I'm on the mid show.
I
right
think
now.
I think I would take the other one off if I were you.
I was
Right.
thinking about that, but
To
you
be
know,
like half and half.
yeah, I got one on, one off.
It's
Yeah,
a delicacy for you right now.
The paint's starting
It's
to peel
nice.
off the wall. Over there.
I gotta say, I'm proud of you for getting new shoes. They are nice. Why do you wear them with sweatpants?
These are first of all, I didn't know I was going to a fashion show. Number two, these are joggers from Lululemon, and I just put on pants and came to work. You're like the number one I'm going to critique what you're wearing guy I've ever met.
I mean, I'm not critiquing it. I'm asking.
Would you
what
agree
the
with
thought
that, Danny?
process is.
Yeah, you should be like a judge on Project Runway or something, Dave.
I don't think I should.
Why? You're good. You're a good clothing critique.
Like,
You
I
said it
wouldn't
yourself.
wear a nice pair of boots.
These
Like
are
not dress shoes, but like casual go out boots, and with joggers. That's just me though.
yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm going to our office where
I understand.
everyone dresses like a slop, so I didn't
don't
think it was
dress
going
like
to
a
be that
slob.
big of a deal.
He takes pride in that too.
What?
That he wears jeans to work.
I know.
I don't always wear jeans, but if I do wear sweats or joggers or something like that, then I wouldn't wear work boots or not work boots, like nice boots with them.
Can we please bring the painter shorts back out one day? Come on.
Promise me.
I had them on the other day.
Did
No,
you?
we
Well,
would have
texted
known.
Yeah, well-
Heads would have been turning.
What do you mean you texted me?
I tweeted you or texted you or something. This is not the other day. This is a couple months ago, but
Those shorts are great.
I still have them.
We'll
I
have
love
to
those.
go to Stool Mid Show. We'll repost the old video. Sorry,
Yes,
Dave.
Stool Mid Show on Twitter. Barstool Mid
We
Show
had to
on
like
Instagram.
blur out some parts because I think your dick was out of your pocket.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't freeballing. I had a girdle on.
That was such a great video because you always do. You think that you critique a little bit what people wear, and then you showed up the
I've
one
never
day.
critiqued you.
Chief said it perfect.
Give
It
me
was
one
like,
example of me ever critiquing.
No, but you just say it generally. I'll just say.
I would love to see him on a fashion judge show where they're like picking apart the buttons and stuff, and then they get to Dave's commentary. He's like, "Your outfit absolutely fucking stinks," and like that's the commentary.
I would like. That
I mean,
too.
I take 3 seconds to make sure my clothes are matching. But if you don't, you don't. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care enough.
That's fine. It is what it is.
Here's what it is. On that note, that's all we got. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That is today's mid show. We will be back on Thursday with our Thursday episode. So tune into that. That'll be on YouTube. That's not live, just so everybody knows. But yeah, thank you.
Does everybody know that
Um,
Thursdays aren't live?
We're trying to push it. We're
Yeah.
trying to let people know. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Miller Lite for sponsoring this, and we will see you guys on Thursday.